Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe White.
And I'm Joe Radichel.
And we are Geek Chique with Joe and Joe in the evening. Good evening, everybody. We are live streaming on YouTube as well on my channel, JoeDWhite Talks.
Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, guess what? I've got my crap together. Nice. I had to do that one.
Yeah. Let me go to the chat to make sure everybody
claps their hands.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
We're all on one today.
Okay. So, we're going to talk about
zombies.
Zombies. Yes, zombies.
And time travel. But not zombie time travelers, because that's screwed up.
Well, that would be a good idea.
That would be a horrible idea.
No, that would be a good idea.
Zombie time travelers.
They already have zombies that are Nazis.
Okay,
and
that is a different story than a zombie time traveler who is going to go back in time and eat someone's flesh. There's a difference.
Okay. So what we're going to talk about The Walking Dead.
And pictures.
Yeah. So I just finished last night season 6 of The Walking Dead. I'm finally caught up, and I also saw the first episode of season 6 of American Horror Story. It's American Myth Story. It's boring. So what do you think as far as...
I think we're getting an echo somewhere.
We're getting an echo probably from the live stream.
Okay, whatever. So what do I think as far as what? The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so let's recap from season 1.
Season 1.
So season 1 started off with Rick getting shot. Rick went into a coma for quite some time, woke up in the hospital, and then turns out zombies, and his best friend was sleeping with his wife.
Shame.
More like shame.
Shame. Ding, 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 ding. Shame. Okay.
Yeah, that was crap.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm a crappy...
when you feel bad about your own puns, you know. You know it was horrible.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty terrible. Okay, so Rick Grimes wakes up from a coma. He wakes up in the hospital.
Zombies everywhere.
Because zombies everywhere. And he meets up with Glenn.
No. He meets up with Morgan and his son.
Oh, Morgan.
Because remember, his son hit him in the face with a shovel.
Yes.
And then they part ways and he goes to Atlanta to the CDC, Center for Disease Control, which Atlanta's also overrun by zombies, and he hides in a tank, and then he meets Glenn over the radio.
Right, and he's a pizza delivery driver.
Glenn is like the most hardcore dude in the whole series at one point, and he was a pizza driver.
Yeah, like
you'd think he was like freaking, I don't know, Bill Gates, by the way that like they give him all this crap. Oh yeah, we're gonna give you a hot chick. Cool. You get to bang.
What kind of what was really odd was that Rick Grimes traveled to the CDC on a horse,
which then got eaten.
And then got eaten.
Darren's just losing his crap about that comment.
I'm like 14, I
think. You act 14.
I know I do.
So Rick is introduced to his the Glenn group,
which is now called the Ricktatorship.
Yeah, exactly. Who are camping a few miles outside of the city of Atlanta, Georgia.
This is where we meet Carol.
Yes.
I think Carol's one of my favorite characters.
Carol is one of my favorite characters, too. She is kind of like, as of
this is also where we meet, like, Daryl and Merle and Andrea. And, Sophie. Sophie,
yeah.
She was a character for a short while. Andrea's sister died pretty quickly, so I don't even remember her name.
And we got to meet Shane. Yeah. The guy that's been screwing his wife for about a year and a half when he was in a coma.
I don't think it was a year and a half.
About 6 months.
I would think about that.
Yeah. So they're outside the camp, and they are trying to figure out what they're going to do next. And the camp is overrun by, guess who? Walkers.
Deer. Yep.
Deer?
Yeah. Man-eating deer. No, it's zombies.
Zombies.
Lots of people died, including Carol's husband.
Yes. Who was a
Abusive.
an abusive douchebag.
Who she then murdered with a pickaxe because he rightfully deserved it.
Yes.
Sweet vengeance.
Yes, exactly.
I think, okay, so
that's when they decided to travel to the CDC in Atlanta.
And they get there, and then it turns out that the CDC is going to explode. And so they somehow get out using a grenade to break rocket-proof glass.
Which,
because, logic.
Exactly.
And then the CDC explodes.
Maybe they had too many Samsung Notes.
Which ones? 7s?
The Note 7s.
Maybe that's what they used on the glass.
I know, yeah.
I don't normally bash on Samsung, but this is one of those moments where they kind of deserve it. The phone explodes when you plug it in to charge. Have you heard about that?
Have you heard
Darren?
about that, Darren?
I have heard about that.
I thought it was pretty fun. You can see a lot of funny jokes about that now. In Halo 1, they did blow up like one of the biggest things in there using just a couple grenades, but they rewrote it so it said, a well-placed Galaxy Note 7 could do the job. It's like, well, it's not wrong.
Pardon me.
Yes.
Whenever I have a little comment to make or a question, I'm just going to do that.
Okay.
Maybe I'll come up with a different sound effect. But,
actually, that was pretty funny.
Someone just wanted to know, someone just emailed at RiotRadioRocks@gmail what you guys look like. It's perfect.
What do we look like?
Well, I actually got it a couple days ago.
Oh.
I get random emails from different... It's crazy.
Cool.
I don't know how to respond to that.
So someone asked what you guys look like in a couple other shows, because if you go to our website, there aren't any pictures yet of like on our show schedule, or we're gonna get some bios put together pretty soon. I mean, there's tons of pictures in our gallery; they're all over the place, and Facebook, of course.
There's
You know
one
how people
person.
are.
Yeah, there's one person watching the live stream.
So just FYI, I'm about ready to post a picture. It's a really cool picture I just took of you guys. Cool. It's going to be on the Riot Radio Facebook page. And
Which one was it?
it's the one
Where I'm holding up the turd?
I didn't show the turd.
Oh, okay.
Is that all right?
That's fine.
So now I'm putting here tonight the Joes talk about The Walking Dead and what else?
Doctor Who.
Dr. Who.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of game theory that I got too,
Okay.
because I got some
Nice.
mind-blowing stuff
Okay.
for Destiny fans.
So
carry on.
So at the end of season 1, they escape from the CDC.
Sophie disappears,
Sophie disappears.
and they discover something called hordes.
Also, the CDC did a revelation, what was kind of like a whisper in Rick's ear. What the little secret about The Walking Dead.
Wasn't it supposed to be a weapon?
I don't know. They never really
revealed the
explained-
origin of said zombies. Like, I guess that's what makes it so good, is because we're all still reading and watching to the point where, like, okay, this is how it happened.
Right.
And we're all like, okay, we're done, and we all die peacefully.
I think it was suggested at one point in the series that they are the Walking Dead.
Yes.
Once,
when they get to Herschel's farm, where they meet Herschel, of course, Maggie and Beth, Shane kills some kid. He breaks his neck, but the kid comes back as a zombie. I guess Shane's already figured this out by now. And so the kid comes back as a zombie, and they kill him. I'm like, well, there's no bite marks, but his neck looks like it's broken. And so then Rick's wife, I don't even remember her name.
Rick Grimes.
Yeah.
What was that? I thought that was Lori.
There we go.
Lori. Yeah.
She was no important to me. she was no important.
Not important.
Not important. Anyways, she's like, yeah, I've been sleeping with Shane. And so then Shane and Rick go to Fight Club, which we can't talk about. And long story short, Shane dies. And then comes back after, because he got stabbed. He got stabbed and died.
Right.
And then Carl shot him in the head after he tried to eat Rick. And then that's when the second horde happened.
Right. At the farm.
Where they lost. Well, along the way, don't forget they also met T-Dog and... No, because T-Dog's girl, she stayed behind with the CDC, which she exploded as well.
One of the grossest zombie scenes that I've ever seen was that stupid fat...
The one in the well?
The fat zombie in the well. The one that...
that they tried to pull up and ripped in half and the guts fell out everywhere?
Exactly. You reminded me of that monster from Diablo 3. That big fat one, and then you just hit him until he's like goes and then he explodes into like... And snakes fall out of his body.
That's horrible. It's terrifying.
Have you ever played Diablo 3 before?
No, but there's a lot of similar creatures to that in like other games. Like Halo has what we call boomers, and they're basically these parasite hosts that carry like multiple of these little parasites, and they like lay down and they explode, and the parasites pop out of their back.
Ew.
And it does a lot of damage. And then there's the bloaters from the Left 4 Dead series, which puke all over you. And if you blow them up, it causes damage.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. I beat both Left 4 Deads in like 2 hours. It was horrible. The games themselves were great, but I'm too good at this crap, so...
Okay, so we're moving on to Season 3 of The Walking Dead.
Which is where they find the prison at the end of Season
2.
Okay.
Yeah. So they take a new home inside the prison, and in the process of taking a new home, a massive disease spreads throughout the prison.
And don't forget the governor happened.
The governor.
Hated that guy. Okay, so comic book. I'm going to do some comic book talk about this.
Sure.
So in the comic books, most of the group that is currently with them sort of dies here.
Yeah.
So in the prison, Carol dies, Tyrese dies,
right.
Michonne doesn't die, Herschel doesn't die here, Lori dies, she dies here both in the TV show as well.
Okay.
But the baby is also supposed to die here.
Oh, yeah.
Because the governor used a shotgun on Lori while Lori was running away with the baby, and it went through her, and it ripped the baby in half.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then the walkers got him.
Yeah.
And then the governor got surrounded.
Yeah. And eaten. Yeah.
Yeah, Tyrese was supposed to get his head chopped off here instead of Herschel.
Right.
Then they didn't go back, but Rick is actually supposed to lose his arm here. So Rick is supposed to lose an arm at some point in the series.
Right.
And this is like, they meet the governor, and the governor like rapes Michonne, cuts off Rick's arm, and then tries to force him and a couple others into the zombie pit that they had, which they also had in the TV show.
Yeah.
Michonne gets her revenge really horribly. She violates the governor with a spoon, and then uses that same spoon and scoops his eye out.
Ew.
Poop spoon. And then she cuts all of his arteries, and he still somehow survives.
Yeah. Wow.
And Carol's also supposed to die in the prison. She gets eaten.
Yeah, I thought she committed suicide in the prison.
Technically,
yeah.
But she still got eaten. She threw herself on a zombie, and the zombie's like, oh, lunch.
Lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
You're now deli meat. Okay.
Deadly meat. The day of puns and weird behavior. Darren.
Okay, and
Hi.
Daryl.
Daryl and Merle don't exist in the comics.
Daryl doesn't exist in the comics?
Daryl or Merle.
Oh, wow.
Neither of them exist. So Daryl and Merle were actually characters that they brought up on their own, but instead of like rewriting the comics so that they appear in them, They just made a video game about their backstory. It's actually a really good one.
Cool.
Yeah, they don't exist. Where are we at now, season-wise?
We're on season 4.
Which this is where they're still at the prison.
They're still at the prison. The flu.
The flu is spreading.
I think it's not really flu. I think it was meningitis.
It was a disease.
It was kind of like an airborne disease.
It's also a food-based disease because remember they had to get rid of the pigs.
Yes. Well, I think it started with the pigs.
It did, and then
it actually spread out from outside, from one of the zombies to one of the people or one of the kids that were interacting with that zombie, because they weren't watching the kids. And
that's right, because the kids thought it was a great idea to feed the zombies through the fence.
Yes, and it
Horrible
spread
idea, by the way.
to them, and then it spread to the food supply.
Which then, in turn, turned everyone into zombies.
Yeah.
A big majority, at least.
Mm-hmm. Because they died from the flu.
The zombie flu.
The zombie flu.
H1Z1.
Yeah. Okay. So, Carol...
hardcore badass.
Hardcore badass, but she went out and killed 2 of the people that were sick because...
one of them in the TV show was Tyrese's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She burned them.
She burned them.
Barbecue, anybody? It's called Beastcraft.
Beastcraft Barbecue.
Shout out to those guys. Those guys are great.
I know, they're amazing.
They're
Speaking
cool.
of people, how's your buddy Torin?
Yeah.
He's doing good. They play tomorrow night in St. Charles.
Oh.
At a Leo's Pub.
Hey, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. You want to go?
Yeah.
It's not too far from where I
and
live.
his guitar player, Zach, is interested in working with Riot Radio in some facet.
Nice.
Doing a show, something. We're working out the details. The details.
The details.
My problem is I work tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
You work Sunday?
I work Sunday.
That's lame.
I have to. I have to work mandatory overtime because we have all the new releases out.
And you're
And so you're
important.
trying to fix everything.
We got the new iPhone. We got the new
Airphones.
Yeah, exactly. So
Hey guys, whatever you do, don't jump up and down while you have those in. Guarantee you'll lose them.
Are you important?
Am I important?
Impertinent?
I think you are. I think you're important.
Impertinent.
Impotent?
That sounds like an insult.
I think you're important.
Impertinent.
I don't know. I haven't checked my sperm count.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day of bad jokes and dark humor. It's strange behavior.
It is.
Okay.
We walked in and the first thing that happens when I walked in after getting soda, hi! From Darren, who's all the way in the back, and I'm like, where the hell is he?
Some weird guy in the back. Looks just like me.
Who are you? What the hell have you done with Darren?
Okay. So they go out and try to get medicine to stop the spread of the flu.
Tyrese turns into a total boss man.
Oh yeah.
With that hammer.
Mm-hmm.
So they steal. No, they don't steal because that dude got eaten at the very beginning of the season. Zach, the dude with the muscle car. Some reason I still remember his name, but I can't freaking remember Lori.
Uh-huh.
So Zach's got like a muscle car, but he's armored it so he can go like just plow through zombies.
Right.
So they take that and then they go to the college and Tyrese is like, I'm gonna go get this medicine. Let's go. And then it's Daryl. Who else in Tyrese? Does it say? Was it? It's not Carol, because Carol was
banished.
That's right.
Yeah.
Carol got banished.
Yeah. It doesn't say actually.
Daryl, Tyrese, and someone else. They go.
Michonne, was she that?
Michonne, there we go.
Michonne, yeah, she yeah.
They go and they get this medicine from this college, like this doctor's college or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a part where like the whole campus is overrun with walkers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a part where they all surround the car. And so Michonne and Daryl are just swinging left and right. but the walkers pin Tyrese against the car.
Yeah.
And Tyrese is just like, go, I'll take care of this. And so Michonne and Daryl somehow get out, and they leave Tyrese just swinging away with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And so then they get cornered in a room in the college, and then here comes Tyrese with not a scratch on him, kicking down doors with hammers.
I know.
Killing all the walkers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, at one point, I want to start like just counting how many walkers do you think people have killed? Like, I want a solid number. How many do you think Tyrese killed
I have no idea.
in that one episode?
I have no idea. Too many to count.
I'd say a good 100, maybe more. Your arms have to be tired after that.
Yeah. So they got the medicine, and then guess who comes back into the picture?
The governor?
The governor.
Hello, governor.
Hello, governor. And he encounters the Chamberlain family, and they go join another group of survivors led by the governor's right-hand man.
I really disliked that part. And then he betrays them.
Yes.
And he uses them to attempt to kill our prison gang.
Yes.
And they have a tank.
Yep.
Tanks a lot.
So they kidnap the governor, and his gang kidnaps. Was it Herschel?
Yes.
He kidnaps Herschel
And Michonne.
And but he executed Herschel by cutting off his head
With a Michonne sword.
Yes.
And then an epic fight ensues, and Rick kills the governor. Rick has killed a lot of people hand to hand.
I know.
And then just after that, they killed a dude in the bathroom with a belt.
Dang, so violent.
Yep.
And then they left him there to turn. And then he ate one of his buddies.
Okay. After so that
Gruesome.
is slowly starting to conclude season 4. They discovered that the prison is no longer a safe place.
Because zombies.
So they tried to go to Washington, D.C.
No. First, it's everyone got split up. So, like, Glenn was knocked out in the guard tower still. And Rick and Carl went into that neighborhood where Michonne somehow found them. Carl ate, like, that gallon of pudding. It's a lot of pudding.
That's too much pudding.
That is a lot. And it was chocolate pudding, too.
Yeah.
It's not like it was that mixed flavor pudding where it changes after a while. Like, oh, I can still eat this.
You know what really annoys me about pudding?
What?
The yellow pudding. I don't know if
Like
it's
banana
vanilla
pudding?
No, I don't know if it's vanilla or banana, and I hate banana pudding.
I can normally just tell by the smell.
No, I can't smell it.
Makes a gag.
No, I can't smell. I can't distinguish it by smell.
I can distinguish a lot of things.
So I have to do a taste test, and if it's banana pudding, I won't eat it because I don't like banana
Did you
pudding.
dip a finger in it?
No, just take a spoon and just eat it like normal. Like
I'm gonna touch this, and then I'm gonna make everyone else eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just put a finger in it.
I'm not gonna put my finger in it. I'm not
Okay.
gonna put
Fine,
my.
just
Okay, sorry.
okay.
That's very barbaric. You don't eat food by just dipping your finger in it.
I mean, some foods you do.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I mean,
That's a whole other show.
like when you're cleaning the
That's
bowl
late
out
night.
after brownies.
Are you talking about fish?
Fish in a barrel?
Fish?
No, no. Is that considered a finger food?
I don't know. For some people, it's finger looking good.
That's right. Oh my god, I don't know what to say to that.
You're gonna say
No, we're talking about food.
Oh yeah, sure. That was a great hand gesture for food earlier.
You can still eat it.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to The Walking Dead, they want to stop the walkers, and they want to find out what to do. So they want to travel to Washington, D.C.
And then along the way, they went to Terminus.
Oh God, I hated that part.
The land
Terminus.
of cannibals.
Yes. So Terminus, I think it was like a school.
No, it was an old warehouse.
Yeah.
That was used by trains.
Okay.
It was a train loading station.
Oh.
And so they broadcasted 24/7. It was like Terminus, Haven for All.
Because I was wondering, why is there trains outside a school?
live in a bad neighborhood. I don't know.
Oh well.
I've seen that. Like it's like I know they do that downtown, but that's because.
Well, that's a Metrolink.
Yeah, that's different though. It's still considered a train though.
Yeah, it's monorail.
Train.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Anyways, and then it turns out that they had captured like Glenn and Maggie and all these other peoples, and they had planned on eating them. And along the way, they met Abraham and that girl, Rosita. Rosita's their name.
Rosita.
And then they also met, what's his name? Eugene.
I hate Eugene with a passion. Even though he provides...
He was honest at one point.
No, at one point, he finally blurted,
After they realized that they couldn't use the fire hose, and then Abraham almost killed him in one punch.
Yeah.
One punch! Yeah, that's a great anime, by the way. One Punch Man. I suggested.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's an anime.
Oh.
It's about a dude that kills anything in one punch.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like a porno or something.
Porn.
Okay. Kind of caught me off guard there. So did the directors.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so back to The Walking Dead?
Duh.
Duh. Crap.
Zombies? Okay, so we were at the part where they met Eugene.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they realized that all the crap that the Terminus people have actually belongs to their group.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, put your hands up. And then they got arrested. And it was
Right.
like, well, crap. And then, this is my favorite part.
What?
Carol.
Carol
happens.
Carol happens? She got born?
No.
She happened?
There's a term that we use now. It's called you shuckled, which means you screwed up big time. And there's a heavy punishment.
Yeah.
Well, the people in Terminus, they shuckled. They shuckled really bad.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the punishment was Carol. Carol, in turn, blows up half the complex, lets zombies in everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Carol saves the day.
Carol's awesome.
Yeah, Carol's awesome. I totally agree with the definition that she was given at the end of season 6. She's like a mom to everybody. Not like a mom, but you know what I'm talking about.
A mother figure.
Mother figure, yeah.
Until she tells you to look at the flowers.
Yeah, look at the flowers.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Yeah, it seems that this whole entire climate of zombies just makes people insane.
Dude, the undead are alive and eating people. If a zombie walked in here right now and just started eating something, like trying to gnaw on me, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm gonna grab something here. I don't care how much it costs, and I'm going to kill this thing.
We already have zombies, and people aren't going crazy. Well, technically, yes, people are starting to go crazy.
People have always been going crazy, though.
Kardashians.
That's not a zombie. That's a nightmare. The correction. That is like a state of emergency worthy. We need to end that now. Because if they can be famous for nothing, why can't I?
Well,
are they just so much better at doing nothing than me? Because I can do nothing pretty damn well.
Well, that show was already canceled.
Thank God.
Okay, back to
Zombies.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so they escape from Terminus.
Then they find the cabin in the woods. That's a lie. It's a church house.
Church house, yes. And they find what that preacher dude? Father.
Oh,
that
guy.
That black dude.
That dude that screwed over all of his friends.
Yeah. Like, I didn't really know or understand what his background was to begin with anyway.
So, he basically had a food pantry set up in there.
Oh, okay.
And then crap hit the fan, and he locked out his congregation.
Oh, yeah.
And then he survived in there by himself for days, months if not, and just survived off the food pantry. And the only reason they found him was because he was, like, calling for help because he was about to be eated.
Yeah.
Because he had run out of foods.
Oh, okay. And he had no idea how to defend himself.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That joke. They shouldn't have helped him. But, oh well. So, they move from that stupid church and they go to Alexandria, Virginia.
Where they find Alexandria.
Oh
my god.
I guess their dream.
Well, don't forget what else
Utopia.
has happened. Well, don't forget what else has happened by this point.
What?
They've lost Daryl. Everyone's been split up again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somehow. Beth has been kidnapped from Daryl.
Oh, yeah, the death of Beth.
She meets Noah. That was actually... Noah's death was voted the most gruesome death scene in all of Walking Dead history.
That wasn't that gruesome.
Dude, they ripped his cheeks open with their hands.
Dang.
Yeah. A lot of these deaths in The Walking Dead are pretty
gory.
Gory. Uh-huh.
Oh, Sasha. We can't forget Sasha, Tyrese's sister.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend gets eaten by the Terminus peoples.
Yeah.
But he was bitten too.
Yeah.
So they somewhat got infected. And
yeah.
Morgan makes a comeback.
Morgan. And it turns out that he got insane.
He went insane for a short while and then found that one dude.
And then found that one karate dude.
And then found inner peace.
Mm-hmm. And he won't kill anybody.
For Overwatch players, he experienced tranquility.
He went to Zen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he beats people up with a stick now.
Yes. So basically he's got his own little disco stick.
Did you know that the actor for that was trained by one of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle actors? So the guy that plays Morgan was trained by one of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Donatello, I hope.
Whoever uses the stick.
Donatello.
Okay, yeah, I think it was him.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So, the death of Beth also was pretty bad.
Oh, man. People got mad.
Mad about that one, yes.
So the way Beth died was she got shot in the head after shanking a police officer.
Yeah.
That was quite abusive.
Mm-hmm. Well, also the lady or the psycho that killed Beth, she was kind of sick in the head.
But Daryl got revenge.
Yes.
This all happened after they all got back together. The only person they had to find was Beth.
Yeah.
And then they got to Alexandria, and Noah wanted to learn how to become an architect from the dude who built Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
And so he started writing in his notebook, and then they went out on a scavenger mission, and then Noah got eaten.
Poor Noah.
While pinned to a revolving door.
Good Lord. So many people get eaten.
Well, not just that. He got eaten in front of Glenn. And Glenn at one point, like at this point, has become very emotional because he's seen a lot of very personal loss to him.
Right.
And then they leave, and then Alexandria goes to crap.
Mm-hmm.
The wolves happen.
So Alexandria gets is basically like kind of like a rebuild of a utopia.
It was walled off from all the walkers, but the reason why there were no walkers was because of that stone quarry.
Yeah,
which was blocked off by semi-trucks.
It was controlled by a former congressman. Was it congressman or senator?
I have no idea.
Yeah, the lady that was basically in control of it, and then Rick took over.
Oh, congressman.
Yeah, congressman. Yeah. at this point, they basically stay there until
they help them survive.
Yes.
The wolves happen.
Yes.
So the wolves are basically like another form of the governor, except they have a W carved into their faces.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they'll often pin you to the tree while you're alive and let zombies eat you. I see you have something to say.
No, that's just wild. Some of the stuff's so crazy.
Yeah. And it's all original too. So these guys come up with all these ideas on their own.
Yeah. It's
wow.
The comic book came.
Cool.
The comic books are much worse because the comic books are like sexually explicit. There's a lot more swearing and violence and death and blood and gore. It's the comic books are much worse. And at one point I thought this was really I thought the TV show was too much for me.
Right.
And then I started reading the comic books. I was like, yeah, no, I think I can watch the TV show now.
Exactly. So they also, by the end of season 5,
they leave Alexandria.
Well, they
no. Morgan comes back.
Morgan comes back, and then they go to Alexandria, and then we're in season 6, and then we have the wolves, and then
the saviors.
They
meet Jesus. That's literally the dude's name. His name is Jesus.
His name is Jesus.
He looks like Jesus, actually. Like if you look at the comic book art for him, they specifically use Jesus as their face model.
Yeah. And they find out that the saviors are controlled by a person named Negan. And they try to find out who's Negan. Well, nobody will say anything.
All of the saviors' only responses are, "I'm Negan."
I am Negan. Yes.
We are all
Negan.
We are all one with the Negan. It's like a freaking.
Well, it's a cult.
Yeah, it's a
cult.
I was gonna say religion.
Yeah. Because in the comic books, Negan, basically, it's I don't want to offend anybody that's Mormon, but it's almost like it is a branch of Mormonism where they have more than one wives.
Polygamy. Okay, there's 3 different types of Mormons. There's the refined, and then there's the weird guys, the FLDS. That's the cult one, and then there's just LDS. So it's LDS, RLDS, which is the people that believe that the women can hold priesthood too, but it's married to one wife, and then there's the FLDS, which is the cult.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that.
I did.
I know because you're Mormon.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, but yes. Not sorry, really. Suck it.
I don't expect anybody to apologize for their religious beliefs. That's
some people do, and it's really irritating.
I know, it's really dumb.
I punched a dude in the throat for that once.
I'm Catholic, so hey.
While I may be Mormon, I will express violence towards you. I throat punched a dude because he told me I wasn't allowed to be Mormon.
I didn't understand that.
He's just like, yeah, your religion's wrong. And I got preached at a mall once because I wanted to go see Deadpool with one of my friends. This lady walks up to us and she's like, yeah, what movies are you guys going to go see? Oh, we're going to go see Deadpool because it had just come out. She's like, oh, may God have mercy on your souls. And I'm like, shut up. Let me go see my damn movie.
By the way, there was... have you seen... you haven't seen Dogma. The movie with Kevin Smith, Jay and Silent Bob?
No.
I think I've told you this before on the air, that you need to see it. Alanis Morissette turns out to be God.
I think you told me about this.
Yes.
I'm still rewatching Game of Thrones.
But when that movie came out, it was produced and written by Kevin Smith. And Kevin Smith is a big comic book geek.
Yeah.
So when the movie came out, the anti-Catholic, not the anti-Catholic, but the pro-Catholic coalition were basically protesting outside theaters. And Kevin Smith himself is Catholic. And he actually put on some plain clothes and a hat, and he actually made signs, and he was protesting with the Catholics
against his own movie.
Because people didn't even recognize him. They didn't even know who he was.
Protesters, man. Protesters are so weird. They'll protest the dumbest things. The Los Angeles Comic-Con gets protested because I guess people cosplay as gay characters, and they're like, heaven or hell, your choice. And it's really stupid because it's unnecessary stuff. I went to Wizard World, and it was only a Friday, so there's only like one dude out there protesting. But he's basically saying that all cosplayers are like trying to hide away from their lives, even though they love cosplaying. And it's really irritating.
So basically, every October 31st,
everyone's throwing away.
Everyone's throwing our lives.
Everyone's afraid of who they are, and so they dress up as people that they think are better than them. Which I know for damn sure, anyone that I cosplay is better than me.
No, that's
stupid.
I want to. I'm
stutter.
I wanted to go full vulgarity, but I'm not going to do that right now because I want to be on iHeartRadio.
Right.
So I'm going to say that's effing retarded.
Nice.
Effing frickin' retarded.
Way to go.
Frickin'. Isn't that how they get oil?
No, that's the Battlestar Galactica version of effing.
Effing, no.
So they say frackin'.
Okay. All right.
Back to The Walking Dead, shall we?
Okay, I have something about that. People were asking Norman Reedus at the last panel at the LA Comic-Con. I asked him, "What do you see in Daryl, like as a character?" And so his response was,
"Yeah,
there's a lot of Daryl in me, and there's a lot of me in Daryl."
That is so generic.
And then he caught on. He goes, "Oh my god, that sounded awful." Because the way he said it made it sound like sexually provocative. And so he's like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." He's like, "There's even a little kid right there."
Oh man.
I was like, "No, that's what you get."
Yeah. They finally meet Negan after
Pop quiz. Who does Negan kill in the comic books?
Glenn.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you two were pouring the Bisquick, were you two planning on making pancakes?
That one was
nice.
So.
Thank you.
That one was very. I didn't. When I first,
you didn't catch it.
I didn't catch it at all.
You even texted me asking what that meant, and I was like, "Dude, they're talking about having kids."
Yeah. Okay. So there is a quote in
Abraham is talking. So they meet the Hilltop group, and they have a certified doctor that has an ultrasound. And so at this point, Maggie is pregnant with Glenn's child, and so she gets an ultrasound, and they're passing the ultrasound around the RV, and so Abraham leans over to Glenn while Maggie's just passed out in the back bed because she's preggo, and he goes, "When you two were pouring the Bisquick, did you two plan on making pancakes?"
Wow.
Yeah. And then he went and also referenced galoshes.
Yeah. What was that quote?
I am pulling it on Reddit. When you were pouring the Bisquick, were you trying to make pancakes?
Yeah.
And then he says, "I see rain coming. I'm wearing galoshes. I'm doubling up."
Because he's not wrong either. Do you know what Negan was so famous for in the comics?
No.
The brutalization of all the deaths that he caused. Because the way you see it at the end of season 6, he has a baseball bat with barbed wire on it.
That's his
signature weapon, pretty much.
Signature weapon, yeah. He calls it something. I can't remember what it was.
The crucifix of God? I don't know.
No. He names it as like from a person's name.
His
Lorraine or something. I can't remember what it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
His
this is
rod.
the perfect opportunity for Google.
Rod. Negan.
Hot Rod. That's a great movie.
His rod.
All right.
bat.
But Negan like brutally murders the hell out of Glenn in the comic books.
Lucille. That's his name for his
$10 says he named it after his wife or daughter.
Bat. Okay, so basically his weapon, Lucille, is a baseball bat, but the top of the bat is covered with barbed wires. So...
Do you know why the Walking Dead comics aren't in color?
Because there's a lot of blood.
Right. So, in the comics, like, when he hits Glenn in the face, I think he hits him hard enough, like, brain matter splatters everywhere. In the frame.
Yep.
Yeah,
right
there it is. So he hits him so hard with the bat that his brain, like his skull cracks open and his brains are flying out.
Jeez.
It's just that gory. Now, it's not going to be that gory when it comes to the TV show. I don't think. I hope not.
No, I don't think so.
But Norman Reedus, my fault. Norman Reedus did confirm a while back that he was going to be Marvel's new Ghost Rider, which does mean that if they can't agree to film in one spot, Daryl's gonna die. And I think this is about the right time to do it.
It's a possibility, but I think it's Glenn at this point. I think it's gonna be both Glenn and Abraham at this point. Because
Abraham's galoshes won't help him now.
I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where they actually have pointed to Abraham as the first person that gets killed.
Probably because he talks a lot of crap.
And then Glenn is going to be the second one.
I think Negan wants Abraham's construction company.
I think he wants Abraham's, what is it? Dress Blues.
I think it's the construction company, though. It's a very profitable company. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I didn't get the Bisquick and the galoshes thing at the first part, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's a part where they're trying to make an extension for Alexandria, and he grabs a Morning Star because walkers come up on the site where they're getting all their sheet metal, and he breaks it on a zombie. Like, he kills the zombie, but he breaks it and he goes, "Mother Dick." And so now there's jokes about it, and his construction company is called Mother Dick Construction.
Whoa. It's crazy.
Hey, where's Carl?
Where's Carl?
Yeah.
Well, Carl
is not in the house.
Not in the house, no. He is...
They took the Finding Nemo logo and put Finding Carl. Where is he? Well, he's not in the house. Stay in the house, Carl. Well, he's not in the house anymore.
No, he's with the group.
He's with the girl in that tree.
No, he's with he's kneeling in front of Negan at this point, and
that's the joke. Every time Rick told Carl to stay in the house, he never stayed in the house.
He never has to stay in that. He never does what he's told.
Carl, don't kill your mom.
Oh God, poor Carl. He had to kill his mom, by the way.
Carl, that kills people. Llamas with hats, ladies and gentlemen.
So what was that? They were in the prison, and
Lori went into labor because of the unsuspected zombies that got let into the prison because some dude cut the lock off with an axe. I don't know. And so she went into labor, and then she couldn't have the baby because the baby was breech.
Right.
And so breech means that the baby was turned around, so it would have come out feet first instead of head first.
Right.
And so Carl's like, they basically can't make the baby turn around, so Maggie's just like, yeah, cut her open.
Yep. They had an emergency C-section,
which killed her.
Amateur C-section, which killed her, and Carl had to basically
Maggie carried the baby.
Carl had to shoot
kill
her.
his mother twice.
That's some crazy stuff, man.
Well,
and then later on in that season, they went to go get her body, and it turns out one of the zombies had broken into that room and ate her whole body.
Yeah.
And but he ate the whole thing, and so it was so fat that it couldn't move, and parts of her body were sticking out.
This music's intense.
I know. Yeah.
It gets real quiet and intense.
Doda.
Yep.
Doda, I love it.
I'll probably play this tonight. Hey guys, you can check me out on Twitch tonight.
What are you gonna be doing?
I'm gonna play some BioShock because BioShock recently just got released for all 3 of them.
Yep.
BioShocks 1, 2, and Infinite got released for the PS4 and the Xbox One.
BioShock.
The hell was that?
I have no idea.
That wasn't the Magikarp video, was it?
No.
Okay, good. Did you watch that whole thing when you got home?
Which one?
The Magikarp one?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's horrible, isn't it?
It's pretty crazy.
It's a fish.
This is not right, is it?
Nothing about this place is natural.
Mm-hmm. What really upset me was the part where I can't remember what her name was. She was the nurse in Alexandria. The lesbian.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? The nurse.
Yeah.
The nurse.
Her girlfriend was actually pregnant during that shooting.
Yeah.
And so they had to readjust camera angles so that they could she could still look normal size.
Right.
But not pregnant, and so that whole thing was readjusted. She's like, they talked about it on The Talking Dead, and she was like, yeah, I remember that we had to readjust this angle because when we reshot it, I was 8 months pregnant.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the nurse girlfriend. Daryl, herself, and what was her name? The Latino chick.
Herself as in the nurse, or
the nurse, and the Latino chick. They went out to the hospital to get medicine, and Daryl and the other girl, they were both experienced, but the nurse wasn't. And they were saying no, we don't want to go out there. We don't even want you to go out there. So they went out there anyway because she knows the medicine and how to identify it and whatnot. And they went out to the hospital, and
she got eaten.
No, she didn't get eaten. They went back. They tried to walk back to the shortest route on the train tracks, and they were passing by an assembly of cars on the side of the tracks. And the nurse says, "Okay, I see a thermos, not a thermos, but you know what I'm talking about. You put ice in it, and
a cooler.
A cooler, yeah.
Jug.
She saw a cooler in the car.
A jug.
A jug.
Jugs. I like jugs.
Well, I know you do. Okay, so they she finds a cooler in the car, and she also finds a zombie in the car. So she takes the zombie out, and she wanted to prove to the other two that she was more of a badass.
How'd that go for her?
Didn't very well, because they went back on the train tracks, and then they had a big argument, and one of the saviors basically shoots the nurse with a...
So she got shot at.
She got shot with an arrow in her head. She died. Which was sad. I was sad for her.
Oh. So, I think I'm right about the Daryl thing. Because...
What?
One of Negan's men in the Season 7 trailer is shown riding Daryl's motorcycle
with his vest
jacket.
on. Yeah.
But
that doesn't really matter. They could have just captured Daryl and stole his stuff.
Normally you don't steal something from a person unless they're dead.
I still don't think he's dead.
And plus that would still make him a posing threat just in case he escaped. And last time I checked, Negan doesn't like threats. So
yeah.
Negan's a douche.
Negan's a douche.
They all have... A fan made a custom set of shirts for all of the Walking Dead members that got captured by Negan. And it's the characters' faces, and they're all holding up the middle finger, and it says F Negan on it. The full word.
That is awesome. But, I don't know. I'm still believing that meme, if Daryl dies, we riot.
If Glenn dies, I don't doubt people riot. Glenn kind of turned into a little punk in this season. He was never really so conscious about killing people.
Yeah.
But now that it's come to it, he's like, I don't want to do it. But now he has to do it, so do it.
There's also a few things that I'm concerned about as far as The Walking Dead. Where are the zombies coming from?
It's to be determined.
because, you know, I mean, I've seen so many videos. Well, not just so many videos.
Theory videos.
There's YouTube videos from this channel called The Film Theorists.
I know who you're talking about.
It's a film theory. So they went through the whole entire stages of when a person dies, you basically decay. There's I think there's at least 4 different stages of decay, and the end is petrification.
See, that's the thing. There are two zombie stories that actually make sense and end in that same way.
Right.
World War Z.
Okay.
The movie, like the way the movie ended was the zombies eventually didn't have anyone else to infect and just kind of stood there gawking at the sky. And then The Last of Us. Because The Last of Us is actually probably the most realistic game
Right.
that could actually happen in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So the way The Last of Us works is there's a fungus that infects ants, and it basically turns them into the little zombie ants.
What about the uncles?
The uncles?
Yes.
I don't think it touches them. I'm talking about the little insects.
Okay, I know. I'm just being facetious.
Yeah, I know you are. And then, so the way it works is it's a fungus, and it gets inside these ants' brains, and they go into their little colonies, and they start infecting other ants until the whole colony is infected, and then the fungus kills, it freezes their bodies, and then it grows over them, and it brings up new fungi, and then the spores spread.
Oh, okay. So there's fungus among us.
Yes.
Okay.
And then that's how The Last of Us worked, was some idiot was trying to weaponize it, and however, the 3 generations into The Last of Us, the bloodlines and stuff,
right,
the children start becoming immune.
Mm-hmm.
But because it affects the brain, they couldn't make a vaccine without killing any immunes.
Oh.
Because it's a brain disease, not like a little not like a little illness. It's a full-on brain-killing destruction disease.
Right. I mean, but in this show, the brain basically goes into a non-functioning state, but the stem still is working. So you still have the animalistic behaviors.
You have your natural instincts.
Your natural instincts, but you have your...
You don't have a thought process.
You don't have a thought process.
You basically eat anything that smells good.
Yeah.
I guess the dead smell bad to themselves, and the living must smell really good, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what would happen if a dude didn't shower for 3 months. Made sure he got sweaty and dirty every day, didn't shower for 3 months, and was let's see if this works.
We've already done it.
Yeah?
FTX.
That's true. That's true. But I'm talking zombies. And that was a week, not 3 months. So
yeah, but
I think we got the equivalent of 3 months worth of dirt on us there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
All right. Break time?
Not yet. I still want to get this clarified about where are the zombies coming from.
No one knows.
No, because they all should be dead at this point.
I blame the CDC.
Well, I blame the CDC as well.
In World War Z, it started in China.
But how long from season 1 to season 6 are we talking about? Because we've got, 6 years of what?
The writers still haven't figured
2 or
out
3
where
months.
The writers said that they don't have an idea.
The writers have no idea? They're the ones that writing this show.
Keep in mind, this is older than you. This came out when my dad was a kid. You were probably just born.
The Walking Dead?
Yeah, it's been out for years. Not just since the TV show.
I'm talking about, the comics.
The comics, first started when my dad was a child, I'm pretty sure.
I doubt that. Comic book series, the same name. I'll Wikipedia it. Let's see, the first issue. Days Gone By. The Walking Dead debuted in 2003, dude.
Did it really?
Yeah, it's not that old. So it's only about 13 years old.
Well, we were both wrong.
Sorry. So
That's fine. I don't care.
So I'm talking about the storyline from season 1 to season 6. That would have been about least.
Is there even a final
3
issue
months.
out yet? I don't think
No,
so.
it's still continuing.
Then the writers still have plenty of time because they're just gonna, like, in the end, we know confirmed that, like, they have confirmed that in the end of it all, they will all die.
Right. Are you talking about everybody with Rick Grimes?
All of the Walking Dead team will die. Not the writers, the characters.
I'm talking about all the zombies.
All the characters.
All the zombies.
No.
Well, they are supposed to. Okay, as far as scientifically, they're supposed to be.
I don't doubt that zombies are dying off, but maybe just not in the areas where they are.
Okay. But in general, your body's supposed to decay fully by day 30 or 40.
Clearly, these zombies don't work that way. Because they don't have... that's true. They don't have the need to breathe, so that would be another cause for decay.
Yeah.
You'd think that would speed it up, too.
Yeah. Plus, in Atlanta, the weather speeds up decay. If you're outside in the elements, that speeds up decay as well. Trying to think of other variables, but Alexandria, Virginia, the weather is different from Georgia. Georgia is much more hotter,
Humid.
and humid.
Actually, they're both fairly humid.
Not really, but Virginia is less humid than Georgia, so the rate of decay is much more slower. So it makes sense that they're moving over there, but eventually
What about up north,
all the
where it's
zombies
cold?
would decay off.
Where it's cold would take a while because they'd freeze every winter.
Right.
So I think I have an idea for next week's show.
Sure.
The dude that wrote World War Z
Mm-hmm.
wrote a book after it called The Survivalist's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. And he goes through amazing, like, little by little detail on what weapons he thinks, like he scientifically tested all this crap. And he's even like, all right, in the winter, their bodies are going to freeze because even though there's like hardly any water, the blood won't flow or anything. So that's going to stop them from moving because there's no heat to keep them thawed.
Uh-huh. Also, there's a trilogy that's really good. It's a trilogy written by Mary Grant.
Yeah.
It's a zombie trilogy. It's really good.
Who was our one buddy? It was my first show. Our
Shane Moore.
Shane Moore. He wrote a good zombie
Oh, yeah.
series, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Remember Shane?
The Apocalypse of Enoch.
I saw that Zod thing at the St. Charles Convention one.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Zod there. Yeah.
General Zod
No.
from Superman.
I guess he was there too because I did see a Superman.
Okay.
But I'm talking about the zombie whatever defense.
Oh, the zombie Operation Defense.
That guy.
Oh. Yeah, I think I've seen him, yeah.
And then the 501st cosplay group was there.
Mm-hmm.
They did some cool stuff.
Yeah, they did.
Anyways, I think...
I think we're going to go on break.
Hey, guys, you know what my favorite thing in the world is?
What's that? Metal covers of the Beatles.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, nice pick. Who chose this?
Joe.
JoeDWhite
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the house. Nice.
All right, we're going to go take a break.
Yeah.
Joker, he just do what he please. No. together over me. Riot Radio. Love us, hate us, or just get the out of our way.
We are back.
I like that commercial. It's like one of my favorite commercials.
I love that commercial, yeah.
That's a fast commercial.
When are we going to meet him?
I'm working on it.
I keep forgetting his name, but I think he's awesome.
Mike Duran.
Mike Duran.
Wasn't he the dude for...
Yep. KC95.
KC95, yeah.
15 years, Hairband Duran. Huge voice in this town. It's a shame that he was let go.
I'm sorry you guys are hearing
crazy.
it squeaking.
But you know what? It was our gain, because right when he was let go, we were getting this going, and I was able to contact him, and he was way into it. So it was perfect timing for us anyway.
Cool.
But he's such a talent. He's gonna land on his feet for sure.
Yeah. We're gonna talk Doctor Who, and
Who?
Doctor Who.
Doctor.
What's his name?
Who? We don't know his name.
It's just the Doctor.
He's just the Doctor. Okay.
Doctor.
So, Doctor Who, according to Wikipedia, is a British science fiction television program produced by the BBC since, guess what? 1963.
Jesus.
Yep, it's the longest running science fiction show, TV
existence.
show in existence, yes.
Maybe the Doctor went back in time and stopped this whole thing from ever getting canceled. What if it was canceled at some point and the Doctor's like, we can't let that happen?
It was canceled at one point.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So...
Jeez, Darren.
Sorry, iHeart.
So...
Just threw that on you.
The first episode of Doctor Who...
I was like, jeez, Darren.
Guess when the first episode aired?
1963.
1963, but what date?
I don't know.
It was the day of JFK's assassination.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Aww,
okay,
really?
so Doctor Who had a very, very, I'm trying to think of the word, difficult beginning.
Startup.
Yeah, they started up in a very difficult spot. They had to refilm the pilot twice, and the pilot was aired during, guess what, JFK's assassination, so people didn't pay attention.
During it? Like at the same time as that
Well, it was the
parade?
same day
Yeah, okay,
of
that's
JFK's assassination, and people were paying attention to JFK being killed versus Doctor Who. So they had to re-air
the President of the United States just got shot in the head. I think I'd pay more attention to that than...
Doctor Who, yeah.
The Doctor could have stopped that. But did
It
he?
possibly could have, yes.
No. Jeez, man. I don't know who you are, but you need to...
So the premise of Doctor Who is with the first pilot episode. It starts off with two teachers, Ian Chesterton, and I can't remember the other girl's name. She's a teacher. They meet together and talk about Susan Foreman, one of the students at the school.
Is she a trouble causer?
She is not a trouble causer. They're more confused about her behaviors because she is very intelligent in, math, science, and other stuff. But in history, she is really stupid. So they come together. They try to see if they can do like a parent-teacher conference.
Yeah.
Just to consult with the parent of this kid. And then they drive over to the parents' house. They have the address written down, and they instead of going to an actual house, they go to an alley. And they think, well, what in the world? This is the actual address. Why is it leading it to this place? So they go inside what seems to be like a junkyard, and they find a telephone box.
Yeah.
They meet an old man, which is seems to be Susan's grandfather.
Okay.
And the grandfather comes out of this telephone box saying, well, Susan's not here, you can't see her, and they've managed to force their way inside the box, and they find out that the telephone box is an actual spaceship, which is bigger on the inside than the outside.
Did you ever do you know why Superman changes in telephone booths?
We're not talking about Superman, we're talking about Doctor Who.
There's Doctor Who involved with this.
Okay, go ahead.
So there's a conversation between Batman and Superman.
Okay.
And Batman asks Superman, "Hey Batman, why do you always change in telephone booths?" And Superman replies with, "Well, they're blue, and my father said in one of his messages that he left for me that a blue telephone box appeared on Krypton and told them to send me to Earth." And Bruce is like, "I'm familiar with the Doctor. I'm surprised he didn't try to save Krypton." And then the Doctor, using his super interdimensional texting ability, says, "I'm sorry, but that's a fixed point in time."
Ba-dum-bum. Okay. So the spaceship is called a TARDIS. Time and relative dimension in space. This TARDIS spaceship has a chameleon circuit, which is why
it looks like a telephone booth.
It looks like a telephone booth on Earth. But in the process of the first time travel, the chameleon circuit got broken.
It got broken?
It got broken. So the first time, I guess the first
thing,
navigation through time, it broke the circuit. So they managed to go to 1500 BC and meet cavemen. And
did they ever meet Jesus?
I don't think so.
That's a good idea for an episode.
That will be a good idea for an episode, but I don't think they wanted to go that route.
It's science fiction, not science religion.
Yeah. So, they also go to a planet where they meet up with their greatest enemy, the Daleks.
The Daleks?
The Daleks.
Daleks.
The Daleks.
The Dalekers.
The Daleks. They're actual aliens that were genetically modified to be super soldiers.
Isn't that little robot thing?
They look like robots.
I don't know much about Doctor Who, so...
They're actual people that were genetically modified to be inside armor, like little vehicles, and they
were Peter Dinklage put in a suit of armor. Is that a good way of looking at it?
Possibly.
I'll take that as a yes.
Well, they always say exterminate, and then they shoot a beam at you, and then they basically vaporize you.
If you get hit. I have a song to play. You're going to love this.
What?
Darren.
Yes.
It's called The Ballad of Arthur Darvill. Do you know who Arthur Darvill is? Because I at least know this little bit. Arthur Darvill is the guy that played Rory Williams, which was one of the Doctor's companions in one of the later seasons. And so there's a channel, and they make parodies of songs and have famous people sing them. So they had Hugh Jackman sing a song from Les Miserables, and they renamed it called I Am Wolverine.
Oh, God.
And so this is the Ballad of Arthur Darvill, and it's a parody of Let It Go from Frozen.
I gotta listen to this.
It's the best song I've ever heard.
I gotta listen to this.
That's awesome. So it's
I
called Let It Go?
No, the Ballad of Arthur Darvill.
Yeah, I see that Ballad of Arthur Darvill. I see Let It Go. Is that what you're looking for?
I don't know, but we need to play it like big screen, big audio.
Yeah.
Big audio. Yeah, we have a movie theater in here now.
Let me check it.
It's one of the greatest songs that I often play it because my sister loved Frozen when it first came out, and that song came out was the Ballad of Arthur Darville, and so to irritate her, I would start playing that song. Yes, here we go.
Wherever I go,
that one?
People say to me, hey, are you that guy? Doctor Who's companion, Rory Williams, and I sigh. I want to tell them there is more to me than this. I'm not just a bloke riding a TARDIS. I am an actor in a fable. I didn't get captured by a weeping angel. You need to know I've my own story. I'm not Rory. Let it go, let it go. I'm not in Doctor Who anymore. Let it go.
It gets better, just keep listening.
Because now I'm treading the boards. I am in a West End play. It's called Once, and tickets are available every day.
Yeah.
It's true that I know Matt Smith. We've battled some villains. The Daleks weren't the worst ones. That was Karen Gillan. People, they shout, exterminate. When they see me, it really isn't great. All that it needs is a Google search to see that I'm in Broadchurch. Let it go, let it go. You won't see me at Comic-Con. Let it go, Jesus, let it go. My sci-fi days are gone. I am a real actor. I can sing as well. My agent is contactable every day.
Wow. Nice.
Really intense there.
That was amazing. So there you go.
What do you think about that?
That was cool.
That was awesome.
Nice call.
I found
one.
that on accident.
Okay. Wow. So
There's really nothing you can say to finish that.
no, there isn't. That was
cool.
just
That was awesome.
that was awesome.
Whew, that's great.
Okay, so the reason why it's been such a long series was that at the end of
Every season, he somewhat dies and
well, okay,
gets
so
reincarnated.
at the end of season 4 and the beginning,
Ooh, we have a challenge for you.
what?
Can you name all of the actors that played the Doctor?
No, not off the top of my head right now.
All right, you failed.
William Hartnell was the first one.
Wasn't David Tennant one?
David Tennant was the later ones. He
was still a doctor, though.
He was part of,
that's the
he's part of the reboot. David Tennant, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith,
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi. That is the laters. And then we got Tom Baker, Colin Baker, David. No, I don't think he's David. Tom Baker was the most famous one because he was in PBS. They aired reruns of Doctor Who. He usually is the one with the scarf, and he was one of the longest running ones with this with the scarf and stuff.
Yeah.
But there was before Tom Baker, there was
Tom Brady.
No, not Tom Brady. Tom Brady wasn't even alive. I would have to have some up because there's like at least 13 doctors. Okay, so William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Peter Davidson, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGinn. Paul McGinn was in the made-for-TV Doctor Who with it was he's a brother to one of the famous actresses' names. I can't remember.
Lovely,
I know. Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, and Peter Capaldi. Peter Capaldi is the latest one.
All right.
So at the end of season 4, with William Hartnell was starting to get ill, and he couldn't continue on with the series. They tried to recast him, but they couldn't find a good, suitable actor. So they made up, they ad-libbed a way so another actor could take his place, and that's regeneration. So once the Doctor goes into basically death mode, he regenerates into a completely different person.
But doesn't he have all his memories?
He has all his memories, but he has a different personality.
That's what I thought. Because it wasn't one of the actors like Jewish?
Yeah. So eventually they go into they find different aliens. They also meet they're basically humans and robots. They're Cybermen, and Cybermen are basically more robot than men. And they try to manufacture more Cybermen, so they're basically almost like machine zombies.
Except they don't bite you.
Yeah, and the Doctor also meets one of the most main villains of the show, which is the Master.
The Master.
The Master.
The Master.
He is also a Time Lord that regenerates every so often.
Oh, I heard about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't he have like a ticking that goes on in his head in like threes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a friend. I don't know if she's listening. I haven't talked to her in a while, but I would always like knock on her desk and she would always yell at me. Now that I remembered that, now I know why. Because she was like, yeah, I don't like ticking in threes. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I completely forgot about it. And the next day I saw her, I went, she goes, stop! Jesus, what the hell is your problem?
So a Time Lord normally has 12 generations until they die. By the fourth Doctor, the Master goes into his 12th regeneration, and he goes into like a shell of a person, and he manages to find a way to regenerate again.
And it causes him to go crazy?
Yeah. And he's been one of the most main villains of the Doctor to date. Lately, he regenerated into a woman. So what the Doctor is a race called the Time Lords, and they're from a planet called Gallifrey. And by the end of the classic series, and you go into the reboot, they had what's called a time war, and Gallifrey got destroyed, and all the Time Lords with it. So they're basically the remaining Time Lords that are currently in existence.
Come on,
the
dude,
Master,
this is your chance to repopulate.
Yeah. Well, the Doctor doesn't have the same organs as we do. He's got 2 hearts.
I know that part.
Yeah. And there is one.
I'm talking about the Time Lord thing. Like, repopulate the Time Lords. Come on. Because if the Master turned into a woman, the Doctor's still a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Well, there was a chance to repopulate the Time Lords. Remember when Rory
Don't ask me. Remember, I don't watch this. I've seen like maybe 3 episodes, and that was when Rose was a character.
When Rose was a character, okay. But what I'm talking about is with when Matt Smith was in, was doing, he was the doctor at the point. He met Rory and, the guy that was singing "Let It Go."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arthur?
Yeah, Arthur, but his name is Rory in the show.
Really? I couldn't tell.
I'm trying to find the other actor's name. Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan?
Gillian.
Yeah, he called her Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan, okay.
The one that he like roasted during that song.
Right. Amelia Pond. So Rory and Amelia Pond were basically a couple. And Amelia Pond was kind of also had the hots for the doctor as well. It's a very long story. Yeah. So eventually they conceived a child, not the doctor and Amelia Pond, but Amelia Pond and Rory. They conceived a child inside the TARDIS, and the child basically managed to get Time Lord DNA.
Okay.
And we have a new Time Lord from this. She's a time lady called. I'm trying to find out what her name was. Amelia Pond. Okay.
You failed.
I failed. Yeah. I'll just Google it. Amelia Pond. I mean, the names are in the tip of my tongue.
That kind of caught me off guard. I was about to start throwing crap at you, man.
You guys are funny.
Yeah.
What did you drop? Is it your phone?
No.
Don't lie to me, Darren.
Yeah.
She was also killed.
What?
Ha
Doctor Who fans say goodbye to Amy Pond after she's killed at... I'm loading it. At the hands of the Weeping Angels. Oh my god, no.
Rory didn't get captured by a weeping angel.
No.
Did you know that Black Ops 3 has a Weeping Angels Easter egg in it?
Oh, I didn't know.
If you play Black Ops 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, go to Nuketown. Shoot off all the arms, only the arms of the mannequins. You have to do it in under a minute. And then all their arms spawn back, and when you're not looking, they'll all move. And if they hit you, you die in like 2 hits.
Yep. Physical characteristics, 2 hearts, binary vascular system.
Like the doctor?
Yeah. And then it also goes through the process of regeneration. I'm trying to figure out what... Romana was a time lady in the classic series, but I'm trying to figure out the time lady that was... Not Donna Noble.
So
River Song. Melody Pond, River Song.
While we've been talking about all this, you've been people I'm sure have been like seeing me like look down at the table and moving my hands a lot. I got a new set of magic cards today.
Yeah.
I got a mythic rare, which is like one of the top rares you can get.
Yeah. So what I'm going to talk about is Melody Pond, River Song. Amy Pond and Rory Williams' daughter, who was conceived in the Doctor's TARDIS. Although she has human appearance, her DNA was influenced by the time vortex and therefore has both human and Time Lord DNA.
So she's a hybrid.
And she is a hybrid, and she is the Doctor's love.
Interest,
yeah. Now, there is also controversy going on saying that is the Doctor going to be a woman in the future?
That would be really weird.
That would be really weird because, I mean, there were 12 male actors that played the Doctor.
So you said the average lifespan for a Time Lord is 12 generations.
12 regenerations, but River Song gave her 12 regenerations to the Doctor. So
He has 24.
So now he has 24.
Well, 12 more now.
And the show has lasted basically, 50 years on and off?
Props. Literally and metaphorically. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
We should have Arthur on one day. That'd be great.
That would be awesome, yeah.
Who?
Arthur Darville.
Darville.
Dude that was just
yes.
singing.
He was
I bet he'd do it.
the actor from Doctor Who. I like to have David Tennant.
I'll see what I can do. We're going to have Morgan Berry on soon.
Nice.
Her YouTube is Unknown Songbird. She's a voice actor for animes, and
I've heard of that name, yeah. Why have I heard that name?
She's pretty cute. You followed her. You can follow her on Twitter at the Morgan Berry. She's pretty cool. She messaged me last night, and we kind of just talked back and forth for a while about doing a record show, because Darren's going to be out. Is it October 6th?
October 6th.
And that's the date. That's the day of one of our shows. So we were going to record earlier in the week.
Nice.
Or maybe sometime before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right.
Let's check the YouTube comments section to see.
You'll probably see something from me, because while you went to during the break, I kind of got on there and I called everybody a nerd. And
Okay.
I called every one person a nerd.
Let me go to my Creator Studio.
Okay, so game theories.
Yes.
All right, so recently the developing company Bungie, people that made Destiny and a fair majority of Halo games, recently released one of their newest pictures for the Rise of Iron DLC. Well, in the background of the picture is a mountain that's been split in two, and it says Rise of Iron in front of it. Well, at the end of Halo Reach, which came before the Rise of Iron and was created by Bungie as well, Halo Reach, at the final cutscene after your character dies, you see his helmet, and in the distance behind his helmet is a mountain split in two. Now, Halo Reach was actually the last Halo game created by Bungie before 343 Industries took over with the reboot from Halo 1. And people are thinking that this is possibly the sign saying that this is the end for Destiny, because Destiny has had multiple expansions and updates, and if you look at it, it went the House of Wolves. No, it was the Dark Below, then the House of Wolves, and then the Taken King, and now it's the Rise of Iron. But if you look at the color of engrams and gear, it goes white, which was Destiny. White is a common, so Destiny is the common thing.
Right.
Then the Dark Below, which is green, that's an uncommon. And then there's blue, which is rare, that's the House of Wolves DLC. And then there's purple, which is the Taken King, which is legendaries. But then there's the hardest to get, and that's the yellows. Those are exotics, which is the highest tier you can get of an engram for dropped gear. So they've hit all of their engram colors. And so there's Bungie has said that they're working on a Destiny 2. And there's a lot of talk about what's really going to go on with the Rise of Iron.
Yeah.
Rise of Iron releases on Wednesday next week. And I have the pure intent of getting all of my friends together. And we're not going to play it until Friday night. Next Friday night, you guys can check us all out on Twitch. We're all going to be streaming. And we are just going to have a blowout night. If you want to join us, you can join us. You can find me on Xbox Live. My gamer tag is Riot Radio Joe. And pretty much it's just going to be us going through these missions, because we're all year one Guardians. We were there when it started. So I got it, I didn't get it day one like most of my friends did. I got it year one though, maybe 2 months after release. And Since then, I've played it on and off, and they have as well. But we're all getting back into it so that we can beat this Rise of Iron and go out with a bang on this. And then the BioShock series has been bumped up to the Xbox One and the PS4, which I already said I'm going to be playing tonight. You guys can tweet in what do you guys want me to play at JRadWork. I will either play BioShock or BioShock Infinite. I will not play the second one because that's kind of lame. Who plays the sequel before the first one, man? Come on. I mean, Star Wars did it that way, but Star Wars was good, so.
Yeah. But I really didn't like Star Wars Battlefield. That was...
Oh, the new Battlefront?
Battlefront.
That was okay.
Yeah.
It didn't have a single player, which was kind of upsetting, because
it didn't.
I remember the single player was the bomb.
They didn't have...
I know that the game modes are really generic now, too.
Yeah.
It seems our camera froze. Anyways, most of what's going on now in gaming news is games are coming out this month, next month, and all the way up through January. I think it's next month that Titanfall 2 comes out, along with Battlefield 1. And then in November, I think we get our Halo Wars 2, which I was a big fan of Halo Wars. So Halo Wars 2 is going to be completely different, and I am excited to see what we get. It needs to hurry up and get here. Yeah. Hey, Darren, did you ever post that picture for whoever's been asking to see what we look like?
I told them that it was on the Facebook page, yes.
Cool.
Can I read my latest text I just got?
Absolutely.
It's very funny.
Is it from your buddy Torin?
From my wife.
Oh.
Not my butt buddy Torin. No, he's not my butt buddy.
All right, what'd she say?
She says, so would you kill me if I asked you to stop at Walgreens and give me some tampons and wine?
What?
I mean...
That's my life. Welcome to my life, kids.
Kids.
That's why I drink at the studio. I love her. She's all good.
Well, tampons do have a few uses for men.
Nosebleeds.
You know that? No, not for nosebleeds.
What's
when
that?
You go to camping, there I think it's like a survival technique.
You can jam that crap into a wound.
Yep.
They actually made something like that.
Did they?
It's like a little expanding, like they go in, they look like these little pellets that like look like a little aspirin you would take, and they have it in a syringe, and they expand the wound so they can do this, and they stab it in your leg, they push it in, and it expands in the blood, and it just clots everything up. It's better than getting a tourniquet.
Oh yeah, that also reminds me, World of Warcraft, their expansion just came out.
The Legion of Fire?
Yeah. Legion. Did you hear about the secret boss that people have finally refound? No.
Kosumoth the Hungering?
Ooh.
If you get him, you get a legendary... If you kill him, anyone involved in killing him gets a legendary steed. But he's so powerful, it took over half of all the players in the world to kill him.
Oh my god.
So there's no way that you can summon him by yourself, because people were looking for the rumored hippogriff steed, and they were like, oh, check this out, there's a little pattern here. No, it was Kosumoth. He ended up like killing thousands of players before they're like, okay, yeah, this thing could potentially end the game for all of us. And so if you look up like just one of the videos on how to summon him, it's just thousands of World of Warcraft players like fighting, and it's just huge. Like the thing is like 68 feet tall in game.
Okay.
You got anything you want to say?
Have you caught up with Stranger
That
Things?
was awesome.
No. I started watching.
Okay, wait a second. Hold on. Okay, I got caught up with all the anime, and then I got caught up with.
I recommended. I did not say you had to.
Okay, and then I caught up with The Walking Dead, which was the hardest.
Which I recommended you do. I did not say you had to.
That was hard for me to do because the Negan part, that was not easy to watch.
I'll go and do that. Here, I'll go watch Warcraft tonight after I'm done with my stream, and then I'll catch up on Stranger Things until 2 in the morning.
No, you don't have to say Warcraft. I'm talking about Stranger Things.
Well,
so
you've been bugging me about Warcraft too, so.
Well, no, Stranger Things first and then Warcraft.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about Stranger Things. Because Stranger Things is amazing.
Yeah, I bet. I'm sort of.
That's great. Where'd you guys meet?
Army.
Huh? Army.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That was after, was it the weigh-in?
The weigh-in?
Yeah, we had that weigh-in when I first got back. It was like, I was only there for like two months at the time.
Oh, okay.
And then...
yeah, they do a weigh-in every April and October.
Yeah, there we go. It was in April, like just after I got back.
Mm-hmm.
I have some really cool cards here. Like, I unlocked like some of the greatest cards in existence. The Tree of Perdition. It's a 0-13.
The Tree of Perdition?
The Tree of Perdition.
Perdition.
Perdition, sure, why not?
Okay.
But it's a 0-13 and it's a mythic rare because almost no creature has an attack that high.
Okay.
If you tap it, exchange target opponent's life with Tree of Perdition's toughness. So that means you could be like at 60 and then tap it and it becomes a 60 and you go to 13. Talk about the ultimate beatdown.
We had 2 people watching the stream and then it dropped to 0.
It's because the video froze.
Oh. Interesting.
Anyways, do we have any comments on that Facebook post, Aaron?
Let me see. I don't think so, because I would have been notified.
Well, Joe's Facebook has been going off left and right, so.
Nice.
Famous people.
Yeah, a lot of people will see that and then they'll do, something different. A lot of people it's reached a lot of people, but nothing right now. It's a good picture. I like that picture. You guys seen it yet?
No.
You don't like it? I haven't seen it.
I'll go look at it. I'll look at it right now. I'm excited for all these new games coming out. Like,
it's a cool little pre-show shot.
Oh, okay. I opened Facebook and I got a friend request.
Oh, cool.
Hashtag famous.
Did Swatch kill the iWatch?
Did who kill the what?
Swatch.
Bless you.
Have you? No, Swatch.
What?
This.
Explain, child.
Have you never had a Swatch before?
No.
It's a watch company made in Switzerland.
Okay.
In news reported by the BBC, it seems that the Swatch's opposition to Apple's application for an iWatch trademark in the UK resulted in Apple's smartwatch to being rebranded the Apple Watch. It looks like Swatch complained that the iWatch was too similar to iSwatch in Swatch and couldn't be used for watches. That's interesting.
And that is a good picture. I've been looking at this picture the whole time.
Oh, cool! This is cool.
Is it?
They have a new
light bulb.
A light bulb that basically you can use it as a charging station.
Oh, that is creative.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go Buddy system came out.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I have it.
I don't play it anymore.
Guess who I set as my buddy?
Who?
Magikarp. So you have to, if you walk a certain distance with them, you get candies.
Oh.
And so basically what I'm going to do later is I'm just going to hop in my car and I'm going to drive around like at 2 miles per hour around my neighborhood. I just like load up on candies.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, because it requires 400 candies to evolve it, and you only get 3 for capturing and 1 for transferring it.
Oh yeah, the Magikarp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once it evolves, it's like a god almost.
Yep. It's a big dragon.
Dishonored 2. Did you ever play Dishonored?
No, I never played it.
Dishonored was a great game. And the logic behind it was, I've been framed for murder, so now I'm going to murder everyone who framed me. To prove my innocence.
That's awesome.
Have you seen American Horror Story?
Which one? I saw the first one.
You saw the first season.
Yes. I had to stop watching it because, okay, so here's the thing about my family is when I watch something that I like, it's apparently too dark for everyone else. But see, I like The Walking Dead, but that's not too bad, is it? No. Because, you know, zombies just ripping people's faces off with their bare hands is perfectly normal.
That doesn't make any sense because that first season was not that bad.
Well, I can't even watch Supernatural.
What?
I watched like 1 episode of Supernatural and my brother's like, you need to turn this off. This is too dark for me.
No. That's weird.
That's why I got one of those game cases and I moved my Xbox to my room so I can watch Netflix on there, and I have a headset and no one can bother me.
Nice. So second season of American Horror Story, I think it was an asylum. Third season was
Coven?
A coven in New Orleans.
Fourth one
was Freak Show.
And then the 5th one was the
Hotel.
Now this one is the
Roanoke Nightmare.
The Roanoke. Wasn't that the place filled? It was one of the early settlements here in America, and it disappeared. And the only clue they could find was Croatoan.
Yep.
There's actually a Spawn comic about that.
And
then in the comic, they it's like, look, this word, what is it? And then they zoomed out, and Croatoan was the name of a demon, and he ate all the people. And so around the settlement was a giant star. And that's basically how he got summoned. And then he just walked in and ate everybody.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Well, this season of American Horror Story the premiere was so boring. It just they tried to do it like a kind of like a mockumentary or a documentary, to where a few of the actors were basically doing interviews in front of a camera, and then the other actors were kind of like the representation of them in a documentary. And they moved to a house that was purchased on auction, and it was like $20,000 to get the house. It was an old house, and there were a few other people that were wanting to buy the house. So they had a huge competition. It was kind of like, eventually the couple ended up buying the house, but they were starting to find that the house was either haunted, or the people that wanted to buy the house were after them at this point, trying to scare them out of the house.
So that's what this one's about?
Yeah. And
it's gonna be the first one.
It's gonna be the first one?
Haunted.
What do you mean?
Those were the two options you gave: haunted, or they're trying to be chased out.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's haunted, but
going to use my ESP. It's haunted.
It's haunted.
It's haunted.
It's haunted.
Haunted.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really exciting. It was very boring. No. I think there was one legitimate jump scare in the whole entire show. That episode, it wasn't very.
The fact that it wasn't scary.
Yeah. And Kathy Bates was only there for like 2 seconds.
Lame.
I know, lame.
Did you hear about the roast of Ann Coulter?
Yeah, we talked about it last broadcast.
That was horrible. I rewatched that, man. Jeez. I'm so sorry, man.
You're sorry to Ann Coulter?
No, I'm sorry for the people that had to sit next to her.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Extra roasted
Peanut.
Extra roasted peanut.
Oh, God. She is another butter. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about? We got 2 minutes.
Do we have 2 minutes, though?
We have 2 minutes.
You guys are rocking this 2 hours. I love it.
It gets kind of hard near the end because then we run out of crap to talk about, and then I have to bring up crap that I apparently brought up last week. God, we're lame.
Anything in tech you want to talk about?
We need to push out the number here and get people to call in.
Yeah, we should do that one day.
Yeah. Do like a live call-in.
Like maybe the whole week we'll promote it. Call in.
Just call in.
Yeah.
I like promote people texting. I promote people like Snapchatting me.
Let's give something away or something. That always gets people to call.
Giving something away, like a free giveaway?
Like something, yeah, just something.
I got an idea.
What's that?
We could do an Xbox One.
Whoa.
They're getting...
You have one to give away?
I can get one.
Wow, that would be pretty big.
We would have to decide of who gets the box.
The box?
The box.
The box. I'll take the Xbox. You get the box.
Who gets the box?
What's in the box?
I wish I got more box.
Well, what's in the box? In some movies, change would come out of the box, and you would have aliens from a different dimension that want to kill you.
All right, there's that.
Oh,
I got a bunch of requests that we play Magic again.
That would be cool.
But that we do it with a deck that we each made on our own. And I'm going to warn you now. You better start buying a lot of cards if you want to beat me.
Well, I have a whole entire box of 1,000 cards.
Yes, but I have Ulamog.
You have what?
Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. So the Eldrazi are ruled by 3 creatures, and Ulamog is one of their lords.
Mm-hmm.
And if he attacks, you have to get rid of 20 cards, and you can't use them.
I'll just take the Ulamog to Bobby's Frozen Custard, and he'll be fine. His hunger will be abated.
He eats dimensions, dude. Come on.
He eats dimensions?
He eats entire planes of existence by himself.
Oh.
I don't think a little bit of Frozen Custard's going to stop him. Well, it might make him spare your life a little, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about before we end?
Video games?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying crap right now. Hey, Darren, do you know what my favorite song is?
Now?
I'm sorry?
You're just saying crap right now. He says funny.
Do you know what my favorite song is?
Yes, I do.
What is it? Do you? Yeah!
Yeah, okay. This is Joe White.
And I'm Joe Radichel.
And we are Geek Chique with Joe and during the evening. Hope you guys have a pleasant evening.
Check me out on Twitch.
Check me out on Twitter at JoeDWhite Talks, on YouTube, which we're still streaming live at JoeDWhite Talks.
I should probably give up my Twitter. I mean, my Twitch. It's Zoorhahul. It's ZOORHAHUL. Have a good one.
Night, guys.
Strong, we are brave, we will fight to the grave, we will die and respond and stay in a video game.
a cool business and want to hear promos about your brand on Riot Radio 8 to 10 times a day, 7 days a week? Well, maybe we'll let you do a show about your company, huh? Send us an email, riotradiorocks@gmail.com.